Hello, or welcome to Frank's Talk Show. Today's trending news is that Peking University has already released its official news, and it claims that it released a chip with functions surpassing top-class chips for 1,000 times. It is reported that Peking University has already released and discharged its chip with high performance, surpassing the currently top class chip for almost 1,000 times, and it is really energized the whole China, and it is real magic bullet to those blind followers. But if you are not a zealot or you are not an extremist, it is quite difficult for you to believe that. As we all know, with the Sino-US export war continues, America has already imposed strict export control to China, and it does not allow any countries to export chips to China. So our solutions is we develop the chips by ourselves, and that is the best solution. Jensen Huang, CEO of NVIDIA, has already accepted some journalists' interview, and it claimed that it has already lost the Chinese market, and its market share in China falls from 95% to zero, and it is completely lose. Why it is suffering that loss? Maybe it is not competitive, and it's low performance and low quantity chips, and it has already been defeated by Chinese product. I know that is a joke. Jensen Huang, CEO of NVIDIA, the magnate of global chips, just confirmed its withdrawal from China, and it criticized that due to the unfavorable policies issued by US government, it has already lost the largest market across the whole world. And since 2022, the restriction begins, and it indeed exported some high-end chips, just like A100, H100, H200 chips to China, but the good situation was ended by Trump administration. President Trump only allowed NVIDIA to sell H20 chips, or which is customer resident, especially for China, after its mitigation. But now the situation completely changed, and NVIDIA's business in China was frustrated and cannot sell that well. Just during this favorable time, his business does not go well, and its conducting was still investigated by some Chinese government, such as State Administration of Market Regulation, and that is the truth. And such kind of investigation was frequently reported by newspapers. So, NVIDIA is not beloved in China or by its decision makers, but Xiaomi is a quite different role. It is reported that Xiaomi has already outperformed NVIDIA, and that is nothing but a boasting. And no matter how serious the mistakes you have conducted, or even it encountered car accident and you provided no explanations, okay, your business just goes on, just continues, because that is our national enterprise and it is our adopted son. But when it comes to Peking universities developing and releasing chips, it is the same story, the same routine, and It boasted that the new chip develops 1,000 times the performance of NVIDIA's chip. And I'm very stupid at computer science, and I almost know nothing about chip manufacturing. But I have a little bit of sense about high technology and common knowledge, and I know that is nothing but media promotion in China. Just like the Great Leap Forward period and its ridiculous stuff in that time. During that special age, the exaggerated claim of achieving a considerable and unbelievable grain yield per square kilometers was frequently reported, and you could easily read it in newspaper. And some blind followers just believe it. And of course, the decision maker and the high above personnel really know the true situation. Our decision maker has made a serious and important strategy in recent years. It put forward it put forward the concept that revive- to energize the country through science and technology, and we have already invested so many resources in high-tech development. So it is a good reason and good time to boost our development and our achievements in high-tech fields. And you could read so many news reports about leaping forward or being far ahead of its competitors, and it is common to see such word, and it has already become a buzz in our news reports. And I believe in China, its core constituency is quite stable and trustable, and maybe they deeply believe in that stuff, and it it is a successful brainwashing, such as China is powerful and we have already surpassed the whole world, and we are running ahead of the whole world. And the key word is triumphant victory and endless string of victories. And that is a common phenomenon in our news report. And we usually see that America has totally failed, and we are the final winner. And that is too bad, because if you really want to educate your people, you have to tell them the truth, and you really, when you are developing technology, you really have to take it step by step. After reading some histories, we could see that in Qing dynasty, China was extremely ignorant and arrogant, just like being a big fish in a small pond. A good case in example is the Sino-Japanese Naval War. In accordance with a memory of Jiang Menglin, the former president of Peking University, he recorded that during some Spring Festival holiday, he bought some images or pictures about Sino-Japanese Naval War during Qing Dynasty when he was still a boy, and he found that it gave a quite different story in accordance with the description that Navy battle in the Navy battle, Japan's battleship was set fire by jars of gunpowder, and it really sank Japanese battleships. And it described that some Japanese POW was under arrest and they were kept in a cage by Qing's soldier. And after growing up, After growing up, he knows that he really knows the truth, and he has to accept the truth because Qing dynasty was defeated, and Japan has taken Taiwan. Qing's navy was terminated, and even our country has to cede the territory and paid indemnities. And we lost our satellite nation, Korea, and that is a quite bad example. And such a picture was given a different story. He was completely in the darkness, and he said in Qing dynasty the information was blocked, and almost he has no way to get the truth. And now a set of pictures was well kept in UK, and it was stored in a British university. A set of over 200 images was quite attractive, and they were well kept, and it described a quite story about the Sino-Japanese Naval War. And yeah, the war happened in 1894, and there are almost 200 pictures, 56 out of which came from China. During the attack of eight power allied forces to Qing dynasty, they took so many treasures from China, including those pictures. And recently, Japanese art museum just partnered with British Library to hold an art show, and those pictures, woodcuts, and prints about the Sino-Japanese naval war were disclosed, and some are on the exhibition, and it gives completely a story. During those pictures, several pictures were given the same description, just like Jiang Mengling's recording, and it is the same to the situation in his memory. And that is the Qing dynasty's case. Okay, we are unwilling to accept our failure. And in current time, nowadays, there is a similar example in the world.